Yeah, the hand is fine. It was I just had like a bone bruise, like right in the bottom of my hand, and it was stinging for a little bit. So it hurt a little bit that night, and by the next morning it had calmed down a little bit. Took some Celebrex, so I was good to go.
For the game, the Syracuse players, they've been doing some talking. Did they do much talking on the field?
No, it was actually pretty courteous on the field, being really friendly out there. So, again, I think after a while you gain a respect level. And, there's much talking that goes on off the field. When you get on that field, it's a totally different story.
You talked about wanting to have that big game. I remember a couple of weeks back, and now you have it. Does it feel good to be clicking like that and having the offense flow in that way?
Yeah, it was good. It was good. It was nice to hit a 400-yard game, So we've been waiting for one of those for a while, and it was good. We did a lot of really good things. Again, we left some stuff out there as well, so we always got room to improve and grow, and I just love the way that this team's responding each week. So,
Taj, has it been difficult this year for you being out front, being the guy, the face of the program, that kind of thing?
Not at all. I've been enjoying it. This is one of those deals where it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Even at the next level, it's not as, even though you're like the face of the franchise, it's not as significant as being the face of a college, university, or program because, you're exploited that much more. So I'm just trying to take everything in stride, just enjoy it. I only got so much time left, so I'm just trying to make the most out of it.
Has it been hard on your family at all? Your mom and dad's around all the time, and your mom's, she just went through something here personally, but has it been tough on them at all?
Oh, not at all. As long as we're winning, I think we'll be fine. So, it's been good. It's been a good treat. It's just been exciting. This whole 5 games of the year so far. I'm looking forward to the second half of the season. I honestly think this is the best atmosphere, the best support group you can have in college football here at Clemson. So, everything that you come up for and as you ask for as a kid when you go to school, this is what you have here.
There's so much money to be made at the next level, and you're projected to be a high-round draft pick. And there's a lot said about these days about players protecting themselves and things like that. And then I see you diving across the goal line up by 20 points. Does that ever enter your mind? I need to protect myself at all?
To an extent, but not to the point where it's more important than this program. If I wasn't, if I wasn't gonna give everything I had when I step on that field, there's no use for me to be out on that field. That's why you got insurance policies, right? I think if something that significant happens, my family will be covered. But for me, my main goal is to lead this team and do everything I possibly can for us to win the game. If it's to throw the ball 40 times, run the ball 40 times, whatever it takes, no questions asked. I think it just depends on the player, but my mentality and the way that I was shaped and molded was to every time you step out on that field is to give everything you got.
Taj, you talk about this being your last year and enjoying the ride. Does that help keep you focused more so than maybe in the past when you got a big game lurking in the background like Florida State in 2 weeks? Oh,
for sure. And I think it comes with the maturation process. Once early in your career, it can kind of, get to you some of the stuff that comes ahead of the weeks prior. But for us, and for me especially, I try to take things one game at a time. My main objective is to prove every time I step out on that field. So it means that much more intensity, attentiveness in my meetings, watching film. So I'm not so much worried about the next game, but only that game that I have control over at the moment. And I think it keeps me humble, keeps me down to earth, and keeps me ready to perform every week.
Go ahead, sir.
Is Florida State kind of a taboo term right now? Are you even allowed to mention Florida State?
Yeah, people have mentioned it to you, but again, the only game that really matters right now is the Boston College game. This team is going to be a good program, very well coached. You can be beat on any given Saturday. So for us, it's all about going out there and just trying to play the most complete game we possibly can. Florida State to get here when it gets here, but until then, we're just kind of worried about what we got to do to get prepared for this game.
What's the experience been like over the years with like student body interaction when the big game's coming up? Do they come up to you a lot and sort of press you about that, or do they sort of just let you be and do your thing?
I think I'm not on campus anymore at all, so I don't even interact with the students, man. You know, when they see me, it's like, oh, wow. I'm like, yeah, I'm on campus, you know. But, you know, so for me, I haven't really, again, I haven't experienced it this season so much, but from my experiences prior to this, you know, you have the student base come up to you and, you know, talk to you about this game and that game. And, I mean, naturally, everybody wants to talk about the Florida State game. Just being honest with it, you know, family members, this and that. But again, you have to remind them that another game's coming before that one. So, I mean, if you don't take care of your business this game, then it won't even matter when you get to that next game.
Your first year, 10, there weren't many high-level receivers here. Do you sit back in amazement at the options you have, even after losing Nuke last year, Jerron, and then Sharon? Still, there's this array of
man,
to throw to.
Yeah, I really do feel like I've been blessed with some of the best skill talent around here. And, I mean, you look at the recruits that we have coming in, you know, Artavis Scott, Damari Kitt, all these guys coming in, it's not going to slow down from here. It's just...
Let me interrupt you. We got to strike that for the record. You can't mention guys who haven't signed yet.
Nah, I can't do that. Well,
So strike that from the record.
Well, you know, with the guys that we got potentially coming in, you know, I'm telling you, man, you know, it's not. It is. It's not gonna slow down from here. So, again, the biggest thing for me, I'm excited to get a chance to one day come back and just tailgate. You know, haven't actually had the opportunity yet. So, I mean, it'd be fun to come back, watch the games, because, you know, I think that the program is only on the upper rise from here. Fortunately for me, I've been able to be a part of the growth process and helping out with that. But, I mean, the talent is just abundant here. Offense, defense, you can see the way our defensive guys are playing, which in turn, you know, just bring that much more high-caliber players over here. So I'm just excited about the future of this program.
Taj, do you really like it when you go on the sidelines and you see CJ there, and you see Hairston there, and other guys that are in the NFL, and they come back on their off weeks and join you guys on the sidelines?
Yeah, I think it just shows how much pride that they have in the university, how much they really enjoyed it when they played here, and just getting a chance to talk to some of the guys. And it makes my decision to come back to school that much sweeter because, you know, listen to these guys talk, Meeks and Ellington and Hopkins and all those guys. When you're talking to them, they really do miss the atmosphere here. They miss the brotherhood and everything of that nature. So, I mean, it's just a blessing for me just to enjoy this last go-around right here with these guys.
You feel like you're finally back in the groove that you were in last season? I mean, maybe there was struggles in the NC State game, but you feel like the last couple games you found that groove that you want as a high-level quarterback?
I think that, you know, it's just going out there and just executing, more than anything. You know, I think the groove naturally comes when you're comfortable out there. That's why my week of preparation is so important for me. So when I do step out on that field, there are no questions that I need to ask. It's all about going out there and just performing. So, I mean, it's been feeling really good out there. I'm very confident in my receivers, which is something that you have to continue to keep working on throughout the course of the season. But I feel like any given time, whoever's out there in the field, you know, I got plenty of talent options to go out there and feel confident throwing the ball to these guys. So, you know, it's just something that has to go throughout the course of the season. And I just think that it's good. We're improving every week.
You went back and watched the film and you saw Sammy run underneath that ball knowing he was hurting the way he was. And he still had a gimp. It looked like he was running as fast as he was. Does that just tell you how amazing of an athlete he is? He has that gear?
Oh, unbelievable. I thought he was I told him I thought he was faking it when he, you know, because he was running full speed and then he got like 10 yards, he started limping. I was like, all right. I said, you know. But, just, you know, all you can do is respect a guy like that. You know, just goes out there and before the second half started, I said, hey, can you run full speed? That's just one of the things I asked him. He said, I can get close to it. So, you know, it's just confidence in those guys and knowing the guys that you have around you. You know, that one I just kind of just let it ride, and I ran up when he ran underneath it. I just shook my head and was just like, let's ride with it then. So it's good when you got guys out there that can do that though.
Josh, you seem to enjoy the interaction with the media. Is that something that has been that way all along, or did you kind of develop that? Or?
Yeah, I mean, I've enjoyed it. The media. I mean, gotta love my local guys more so than the national guys. You know, gotta show you guys love first. But you know, it's been good. I mean, you guys have been good to me. The interaction has been good. Again, I think a lot of these things are correlate to life in general. You know, maybe I get into the media myself one of these days, but it's been some good interactions since I've been here for sure.
Taj, you talk about the amount of confidence you have in your playmakers. I'm curious, when you get to games like Wake Forest or Syracuse and you get off to such a fast start with the type of talent you have, do you guys just smell blood in the water and get even more confident?
Oh, for sure, for sure. It just makes you want to score every time you get the ball. That's why when you don't score, you can get frustrated a little bit. And me being in the position that I'm in, you just got to go out there and make sure that you're composed and not trying to get too greedy with it. So when plays are out there to be made, we need to make them, though. That's the biggest thing.
How valuable is Sammy as the decoy, as you saw on the Humphreys play, for example? I mean, it's almost like this year he's almost as valuable from that respect as people thinking what might happen as opposed to, when just throwing them.
It's very valuable. I mean, it's been like that, whether it was last year, opening up DeAndre a lot more, this year opening up some of the younger guys. And I mean, you got guys out there who sometimes that defense forgets about because of the talent level that they have. I mean, it's just unbelievable. We're starting to get the younger guys to play heavier. Stan Second has been having some really good games lately. Jermon Hopper gained some really big confidence in him. It's just amazing when these guys step out there, that the amount of control and poise that they have when they get out there. There's nobody that looks rattled. There's nobody that has big eyes because, in their mind, we practice at such a high level and at such a high rate. When you get out there in the games, 9 times out of 10, it's easier. That's just kind of the way we prepare ourselves throughout the course of the week. So
You almost get a sense as you're looking over the defense when you come to the line of scrimmage that there's kind of an attention to where number 2 is out of, more than just the guy starting across from him.
Yeah, you have, corners, looking in, the safeties kind of tracing over them, looking at them. But, again, sometimes even when they are on him, we get the ball to him, he's going to make some plays in space. So, it's very valuable to have him on the field regardless of what's going to happen with him out there.
You've been close to 100% on short yardage on 3rd and 4th downs. And you did get stopped at Syracuse a couple times, but what gives you that confidence in that situation to just tuck the ball and get that first?
I think the guys up front, we got some young guys that were mixing there this year, and just the amount of confidence that you have in those guys makes you that much more confident when you do run the ball. So whether it's 3rd and 1 or 3rd and 5 and 6, I feel like I'm gonna get it every time. That's just naturally how it is. There's not a time when I step out on that field that I don't think we're gonna convert. And again, it just comes with practice and the amount of pride that you're taking it.
The program set a record already with 11 different guys catching touchdown passes. How cool is it to be a part of that?
That's amazing. And again, I've stated early in my career, and most of the time when I'm happy is when it's more guys touching the ball more than one. So when you do got a lot of guys contributing, that means that we're doing the right things here. From a quarterback standpoint, from a coordinator standpoint, just making sure that everybody's touching the ball and there's not one guy that it can key. Because again, we got guys that can do it. We got running backs that can catch, receivers that can catch, tight ends that can catch. Everybody can run. So we got to be able to distribute the ball.
You've accomplished a lot, but you have yet to strap on the Banks McFadden leather helmet.
No, he actually
I got that. It's actually in my room right now. Yeah. I got to bring that back up to y'all this week.
Do you have to give it back?
You got to bring it back to the game, I guess.
I'm telling you, I might accidentally lose it, man. I'm telling you. It is.
Mess with that thing?
No, not really. It's just hanging up by my TV. I haven't really thrown it on. It doesn't fit quite properly well the way I need it to. So, but no, it's a nice little accomplishment trophy, and it's probably one of my favorite ones.
As a fan of the game, when you look at the kind of numbers that Baylor has put up this year, is that sick?
It's just stupid. It's unbelievable. What did they score? How many points did they score in the first half?
They had 73 for the game and they had 864 yards total.
You're averaging 770.
That's what I'm saying. I don't even do that on the video games. It's just, I don't know what's going on over there. But,
Left something on the field, that's what you've left, those other 200 yards.
Yeah, I think we realistically had an opportunity to score 49, could have scored 50-some points before the half this past game. Again, just didn't do the little things right. Those little plays here and there, this particular person didn't make this play or this play, when it all adds up to it. So, again, I mean, we're hitting a stride right now, but we're not even close to where we could be. So that's the most exciting part about it.
Is there a common thread in those 6 or whatever straight drives where y'all didn't score that you can think of?
Yeah, it was just all us. You said when we didn't score, or we did score?
6 straight scores.
Yeah, I mean, ain't no disrespect to anybody that we play against, but I mean, a lot of times, more than that, it's not really what they do, but it's something that we didn't do, in those particular plays. So, I mean, again, we just got to keep on improving, keep on focusing on the little things, and continue to keep understanding the small parts of the game mean the biggest things. So, whether you're trying to throw this and we worked on this in practice, and if you get this blitz, this is what you're going to do. Just understanding the whole game in complete detail so you don't get distracted when you get out on the field. Because I think that once you start to roll and you score, it's easy to get complacent. It's easy to go out there and just be like, it's pretty much the game's over. But, we're not playing to an opponent, and that's just kind of what way we're training ourselves mentally. We want to perform at a high level every time we step on that field. Every drive, every series, every play, and that's just kind of the way we're trying to handle ourselves.
Anything else for Taj? Before we go, one other clarification. During Coach Sweeney's press conference, he was talking about the committee and mentioned Dan Radakovich being on the committee, just his reaction based on things he'd seen in media reports, but he was not confirming that Dan is on the committee. He was just talking about the fact that he had been mentioned to be on the committee. The committee, I believe, will be announced November the 11th. But Coach Sweeney did not confirm that he was on the committee.
A lot of stuff going on.